Hey, this is Hassan Naila, and we are That Clay Couple. We talk about the things that matter to you the most: business, marriage, relationship, even the relationship with yourself.
All right, today we're going to start our three-part series on polygyny. We're going to speak about polygyny from an Islamic perspective. First, I want to begin with the definition. In Islam, polygyny is a man being married to up to 4 wives. We're going to give you some presentations of some of the common errors that lead to divorce or the bitterness that we hear in regard to polygyny. We're not getting into solutions right today. We're going to give you some warnings, some no-go zones, some no-fly zones for you. All right, number 1. No one is disposable.
Yeah, right. And what that means is you cannot marry a woman and then at some point, because your first wife is feeling uncomfortable or she's dealing with her sensitivities, then you just divorce the other woman without her having some faults or you having some disagreements or whatever the case may be.
Because it gets uncomfortable. Your existing wife, she may say to you, I'm going to take your kids. I want a divorce. I'm going to spend the money.
Or she may have been helping you and she may say, you know what, I'm just going to let you do take care of all the bills. I'm going to keep my coins.
I'm not doing anything if you're going to take on another wife. So we understand that you really might be faced with a challenge that you were not necessarily expecting or you prepared for. But what you do is you blame the incoming wife as if it's her fault. You know what? Because my existing wife, she's having a problem with it. Well, then, the thing is that I need to get another one.
Right.
And then some of you may often say, okay, polygyny isn't for me. But what most do,
they try to go get another one
and divorce her,
and then divorce her, and then go get another one, and then divorce her.
Divorce her, because what you are doing is every element that you're doing wrong, you keep doing the same thing wrong with the same woman, and rather than change yourself, you're blaming the incoming wife because you're thinking, you know what, my existing wife, she here, so it must not be me. She's still married to me. She has an investment with you that a new wife doesn't have.
And then what you do is come up with this new trail of tears, because what happens is all these ex-wives that you have now,
they campaigning against you.
Oh, exactly. They're bitter.
They're not trying to make America great again.
Oh, exactly. And then you want to know, then they say, well, wow, these women got issues with polygyny.
Because of you?
It's your fault. It's your fault because you did not know how to implement polygyny.
All right, number 2. Just because a man does monogamy well, doesn't mean he'll do polygyny well.
Exactly.
Sisters, when you see a brother and you like the way, he does his flow, he look good, that beard is glistening with that oil.
You talking too much.
Okay. You see how he parents his kids. And you've heard great things about him. He seems stable. He really might be maxed out.
Exactly.
You can't drive everyone can't drive 2 cars at
one time.
I know I can't.
Yeah, exactly.
That really may be his talent.
Right. That one relationship. Because he's put in the work in that relationship.
And also, remember, you are looking from the outside. This is just a perception. You really don't know.
You don't know what happened to get them to that point to where he is able to be the man that he is at that point.
You don't know how they got there.
And you don't know if you even have the skill set to come in to even continue that or even upgrade him even any more than where he already is.
Okay, number 3. Your existing wife, she may support polygyny. She may agree with it.
She knows the ayat about polygyny. She knows the sunnah on polygyny.
She is totally on board with it until you do it. And then she flipped the script. It happens. And then men come to us and they say, I don't know what happened. She was in agreement. She may have even been in polygyny before. Your men will say she even talked to the woman and they were getting along good.
They was on the phone and they was talking about doing this and whatever the case may be until you married her.
Right. She loved it until you did it. And this will happen. I want us to be mindful of something. In this society, we live in a world that does not prepare a woman mentally and emotionally for polygyny. And as a man, you are not going to be able to do so. Now, can you offer some comfort and some consolation? Yes, and you should. You better.
Exactly.
But it is also a double-edged sword for you because she's in this situation because of you implementing.
Right, the pain and the hurt that she feels is due
because
to
of
you.
Because you are implementing your right. All right, next thing, Hassan calls this time budgeting. Because you're going to come up short.
Yeah, you're going to come up short. You're going to have to make some sacrifices at this point because you are not going to be able to do everything that you think you want to do and have everybody's needs met.
Right, and you know, we have to be realistic about this society that we live in. There are so many demands, even just for one family, with work, with our community involved. Say hi to Mackenzie. With our community involvement, with our children. Now, I want you to multiply that times 2. Okay, times 3.
Times 4.
And many men, too often, they take on another family and then they also take on another job. Now, remember when we were talking about the wife who no longer agrees with polygyny because she probably wasn't prepared for not only am I making a sacrifice because you have a new wife, a new family to take care of, but now you also are working more.
Right, and you're actually taking more time away from me because you know you had to take on this extra job so you can take care of this other family. And so now, even when you come home because you've taken up, you're tired, you're going to sleep, you're eating, you're going to sleep, and so you're not being able to even have what we call cuddle time with your wife.
And then she's sitting here and she says, I feel like I'm just a sex object.
Right.
He come in, you know, he prays, he eats, we have sex, and he go to sleep, rotate.
Right, and rotate. That's an empty feeling. That is really empty.
Which leads to, when we talk about this time issue, this leads to another thing with the kids. It is so endearing to see a man who misses his children. You know, who says, I want to take my baby with me to the other wife's house if they live in separate households. And it's a breastfeeding baby because you want to bond with your baby.
Right.
Men are not prepared for the time reduction with their kids.
Exactly.
And you will miss your children.
Exactly.
Now, the problem with this is that the women are in polygyny. You and your wives are in polygyny, but your children are not.
Right.
They still deserve to see you consistently without being on a polygyny schedule.
Exactly.
So how do you do this? And this is what we're saying. This is time reduction. You have to figure this out before you get into it.
Oh man, and I mean really, and you can't, to be honest with you, because you won't be able to do it until you actually are in it. So know that you are going to have those difficulties, that you have to make the transition. And there's needs of
Even the kids.
Even the kids. You have 2 wives, you have kids on both sides. They all have needs to be met. Sometimes you're going to have to look at yourself and say, well, because I decided to do polygyny, maybe I have to have a reduction in what I believe is going to be my needs.
Ooh, not the man taking her short.
Well, I mean, because, but he's not taking it short because he asked for 2 women. He wanted more than one wife.
You asked for this. Now, what we also hear is, you know what, I'm over here, you know, with my wife, and my other wife, she keep calling me, telling me the kids crying. The kids miss me. They do.
They do.
They do miss their father.
Right.
They do miss you. And sometimes the children don't have the age capacity to even
They don't have the filters to really understand how to deal with that.
Right. Or what is polygyny? What do you mean Daddy has another family? He don't want us
to know anymore? Exactly.
They don't understand. And so you think she's calling you because, you know, she's trying to pester.
Right.
Or she's trying to get
emotional. In on she's trying to get in on the other woman's time or whatever the case may be.
Right. And then your new wife, she keep calling in here.
Right.
Yes, your children do miss you.
Exactly.
It's not always about her trying to pull rank.
Right.
And so, These are just a few of the pitfalls that you can fall into with polygyny.
Right.
We have some more coming for you. Let us know what you think in the comments. I believe this one might be popping.
Right.
What you think, Mackenzie? Mackenzie said, yeah.